What's going on, everybody? Tanner here. Today I'm bringing you guys another Trials of Osiris review. This time we are playing on the map Widow's Court. Now this is the review, once a week review that I do. It kind of lets you know about our previous weekend of Trials, what I liked about the map, what I didn't like about the map, what I think they can improve, and things like that. So first, as per usual, starting now, we're going to go ahead and knock the cons out first. I feel like it's better to end on a positive note than it is to end on a negative note. So we're going to go ahead and knock the cons out. So the only con I truly have with this map is that it's a little bit one-sided. It's really courtyard, what we call the courtyard, which is where the one heavy is. It's pretty much, you know where courtyard is, because I almost guarantee that's where you're fighting. It's where I start in the beginning of this game, and pretty much every round I'll be over there. Both teams will be on that side. And that just seems to be the problem, is the other side seems to be kind of a barren wasteland. Everybody goes this way constantly, no matter what. Even if you get caught snagged up going that way, generally some people just will never switch to the other side. Now it does happen. I will force my team to go the other way sometimes if we're really just getting demolished on the other side, but I mean, it just generally the other side has better flow, it's faster action, you get the rounds over quicker, everything is just smoother and better. So quite honestly, I really think that the other side is going to actually come out a little bit more solid in the end. Now on to the pros. We'll go ahead, since we knocked it out. The only con, like I said, was the fact that we just, it was too one-sided. But the pros with this map, I pretty much really like this map. I like the layout of it. I like everything about it. It's perfect for trials, perfect for 6v6. So let's go ahead and get into it about what I like. So we will start off with the first thing, which is its fun factor. Is this map a fun map to play? Sure, there's some maps that are nice to play, but they don't have any like fun factors to them. And then some maps have too much fun factors to them. Like, the one map that's like 6v6 based, and there's like 3-4 portals on the map that take you all over the place and jumps across the map. That's really fun, yet not that great for like a competitive aspect because there's too much randomness. They can come down the lanes or they can come through the portals. So it's a little bit too much randomness. But when it comes to the fun factor of this map, I really enjoyed it. The flow of this map was perfect. Like I said, since everything went to one side, that kind of kept the flow nice because we knew where the action would be. We knew where we could go ahead and find the enemy. We knew in a 1v3 situation, if you got into it, where you were more than likely going to find them hanging out. If you spawned up top, they're probably going to be down in church. If you spawn down at the bottom, they're probably going to be up top. So at the top ramp. So it's definitely going to be a little bit one-sided, but that also causes an excellent flow to the map. Also, the lines of sight on this map are pretty incredible. Of course, when you're down lower, you spawn up, you go look through arch up onto top ramp. If you're on top ramp, then you look down into arch. It's just really simple lines of sight right off the start of the game. You can go up to sniper perch and snipe over into courtyard. You can be in courtyard, sniping over to sniper perch. There's ways for both sides to hide. No matter where someone's going to go snipe, there's always a counter sniping spot, if you will, which makes it really excellent for all the lines of sight. Then we have our heavy placement. Now, heavy placement, in my opinion, is pretty good. Of course, the one team gets their heavy over to the right side of the map, but real close to spawn. Almost takes no effort to get to. The other team takes a little bit more effort to get to. You actually have to push up into arch and move over into courtyard and go over there, which in the end can leave you pretty exposed to the enemy trying to steal your heavy. However, what's really nice is that the fact that even though you can't get to their heavy generally in time to take it for yourself, they did put the heavy on the, I want to say, like the side of the barrier towards you. There's the opposite side of the barrier, and then there's the side of the barrier towards you. That's the side they put it on, which allows you guys to counter it with some nice snipes. So that really makes it counterable and overall just a pretty excellent heavy placement all around. Now, verticality is the next thing we're going to get into. As per usual, I will talk about the verticality in the sense of what I really liked about like the level of flooring, the extra props, things like that. When it comes to just the actual flooring, in my opinion, I feel like it's a really, it's a really two-floor based map, which what I always say is, two-floor max makes a perfect map. You know what I mean? So that's really nice. The verticality is perfect. There are a few things you can jump up onto to give yourself an illusion of a third floor. Sniper perch could be theoretically considered like a third floor, but it's not really, in my opinion. That's just the upstairs of a building on one little section. I still consider it a second floor. I consider everything across the map, all the ground is one floor, and then you have the sniper perch, which is theoretically just as high as the top of top ramp. So essentially they're all just a second floor. They just look like they're in different parts of the map, but it's still, in my opinion, a two-storied map. I guess you could say at the bottom would be like the third floor, but there's no action that ever occurs at the bottom, so generally this is a two-floor map, which makes its verticality absolutely perfect. Now next up is gun variation. Now gun variation on this map was really good. It was actually honestly pretty perfect. The hand cannons were very excellent for Titans. Shotguns had plenty of times they could push up top ramp with the shotguns and take people out. Sniper rifles, of course, they're always good no matter what map you play on, especially this one though with the certain lines of sight from arch up to ramp and ramp down to arch. Pulse rifles, of course, succeed. They always succeed as well. They always seem to do really great. They're about your perfect medium range weapon. Scout rifles did excellent because there's lots of long lines of sight, so Mitas were all over the place. Plus, Zerg just sold it last weekend, so those were everywhere. Even sometimes I was getting killed by the auto rifle, but I would generally not recommend an auto rifle on this map. It's about the only gun I wouldn't recommend you try to use because it's pretty bad. I'd say the auto rifle, and then maybe in the heavy variation, don't even think about using swords because both of those on this map are just kind of asking for trouble. Can be done, absolutely, but I think you're definitely asking to get yourself in a situation that you may not be able to get yourself out of, per se. Now after this, I want to talk about visual and sound to, kind of collapse everything together and finish her up. When it comes to the visual of this map, completely excellent. As you can see, the bushes are moving. The shrubbery is really awesome looking. The old post-apocalyptic trucks and cars, the broken down rubble buildings, everything gives you this earth, a post-apocalyptic feeling. I really like it. Even when you look up in the top ramp, you'll see like broken down robots. If you look to the outside, the background of the map, you'll see skyscrapers that have been broken down. And those are all really cool things that make it just make it so visually feel real in the sense of like we're on Earth in a post-apocalyptic time. So that really makes it all just visually appealing, and everything, the bushes, the way they move with the wind, of course it's not like, dynamic or anything, but it is a set thing, and it's a set thing that looks really good. So visually this map is awesome. I think that the colors are perfect. They don't blend in anything too well. You can go ahead and have your enemies pop out in front of them, or if someone's smart enough to hook up some type of tan or maybe a brown or maybe even like a green possibly in some locations, they can hide from you fairly well. There is shrubbery to hide from. So I think that generally the visuals were perfect, and the sound is just as good. When you play this map, you can hear the wind blowing, you can hear birds in the background, you can see the butterflies flying around. So this map really brings you into a immersive feeling of like I'm on a post-apocalyptic Earth. Most of the things on this planet have died. However, there still is a living thing. That's kind of the concept that they always talk about. When the humans die off, everybody says everything's gonna, go to hell and everything's gonna become real bad, and it's just not gonna be a pretty place to live. When in fact, other people will argue that when humans leave the Earth, if we ever leave the Earth will start to retake itself. And when you look at this map, you definitely get that feeling. The plants are taking back over and they're thriving. The butterflies are everywhere. So even though, humans may be struggling in this post-apocalyptic time frame, everything else is not, and everything else is taking back what was there. So I think that really gives you that immersive feeling when you play this map, and I really think it makes it just one of the better Trials maps that we played, and I really enjoyed it. I would rate this map, if I had to give it a rating out of 5 stars, I would give it a total of 4 stars. That's right, baby. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the support. I hope you guys have a good day, have a good night, and peace.